Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. As someone with absolutely nothing going on in my life at this very specific point in time, I decided that I would do what every unemployed guy does, try YouTube. So I made this channel to talk about combat sports, but also especially UFC and MMA. So the topic for today is UFC 324, the last pay-per-view of the year, or should I say the last pay-per-view ever, because we are going to the Paramount from next year. But we saw the most masterfully executed, oh, I understand it now meme in recent MMA history. Petr Yan didn't just beat Merab Dvalishvili, he dismantled him, dominated him, beat him up everywhere, from the start to the end. The takedown defense was flawless, the cardio was infinite, and the fight IQ was god tier, as most Petr Yan fights. But everyone has already made their video talking about how amazing Petr Yan really is, um, and rightfully so. But I believe that Petr Yan couldn't have done this, at least to this effect, without the help of one man, Cory Sandhagen. I really believe Cory Sandhagen was the last piece of the puzzle that Petr Yan needed to beat Merab Dvalishvili. So let's jump into the um, topic. So why Petr Yan defeated Merab? Well, the most obvious thing is Petr Yan is the Batman of MMA. With enough prep time and enough data download, he can and will beat anyone. Does not really matter. But the way he did it is what everyone was surprised at, because we saw the first fight and how Merab can overwhelm Petr Yan. Uh, but at the end of the day, Petr Yan dismantled Merab, and he should be getting his credits. There is no doubt there. But I think there are two other reasons why the fight went the way it did. The second reason I believe is um, Merab. I think Merab was actually sick in this fight. I really think he was struggling through the infamous Ronda Rousey syndrome. He was spamming the same overhand left hook combo for 3 straight minutes. Had no intentions of trying a takedown against Petr Yan. Even when he was clinching up, even when he pushed Petr Yan to the fence, he was not trying anything to take him down. And Petr Yan, after 3 minutes, said okay, and then just cracked him. It's a huge overhand. Um, so I think whoever came up with this game plan of okay, let's try boxing with Petr Yan should be fired. I really believe they went with a striking heavy game plan in this fight, and it all went out the window once Petr Yan cracked him. Now, the real story of this video was the Sandhagen instruction manual. Sandhagen was giving so much problem to Merab in his fight, and I think Petr Yan took a lot of inspiration from this single fight. The first thing with the Sandhagen instruction manual is the back to the fence defense. Sandhagen uses this very, very well against everyone who tries to take him down. He was very effective against Umar, and to a lesser extent against Merab. Anytime Merab tried taking him down, he just gives up his back, runs to the fence, and starts hand fighting. And in the fight, he not only did this, he had an additional one technique, which is the elbows to the forearms and also the triceps of Merab. This, I think, probably hurts like hell, and probably is gonna weaken Merab's grip, so it will be easier to escape from the wrestling scenarios. Um, I believe these two things Petr Yan just straight up took from this fight. The third thing I believe is something that Petr Yan already probably knew is to pressure Merab. Sandhagen, anytime was landing shots is when he was pressuring Merab. So how does Yan start the fight against Merab? He just runs towards Merab and pushes him behind the black line. There was no space. He was confident in his defense. He just stayed composed. He was not letting it get chaotic. And I think that was one of the main reasons why Merab also could not land his leg kicks, which was very effective in the first fight. The third is the body shots. Again, this is something Petr Yan probably already knew from the O'Malley fights. Petr Yan also likes to throw his signature left hook feint to the left body kick and also the high kick, um, which we saw hurt Merab in the third round. But the left hooks to the body that he was landing in the fourth and fifth round were vicious. And I think this is also something that Sandhagen proved to be quite potent against Merab, because when you throw the left hook to the body, it's not only gonna hurt like shit, but if Merab shoots, it's gonna be very easy to get an underhook. Cory was also landing this in the fourth and fifth round very well, and you can see how the left hook to the body actually helps him with the underhook. So if Cory Sandhagen did show really good things that is very effective against Merab, why did he not win? I think Yan was much more successful against Merab than Sandhagen because of one thing, the physicality. This was evident when Merab was just constantly mat returning Cory with suplexes, with sweeps, with trips. Um, Most of the last three rounds, yeah, Sandhagen was just hand fighting and he was not really landing anything else, or at least not very damaging stuff. So Merab had a much more easier time just dragging him around. But Petr Yan realized how strong Merab is in the first fight. He's probably the biggest he has ever been in the octagon, and this was this showed to be a huge problem for Merab because he could not really drag Petr Yan like he did Sandhagen, even though they were kind of doing the same thing when it comes to the wrestling and the grappling defense. Um, and Cory also didn't pressure as effectively as Petr Yan did because Petr Yan was much more composed in this fight. But Sandhagen led things a bit more chaotic, and I think these two things led to his downfall and why he lost against Merab. But yeah, in the end, Yan beat, or should I say, solved Merab the Machine Dvalishvili. But I really believe Sandhagen was a huge, huge reason for the success of Petr Yan. I believe that Merab can make adjustments and beat Petr Yan, but it's very hard to see what type of adjustments he's gonna do. But yeah, um, what do you think about this fight? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, with that, see you in the next video.